We don't want to build a Latin America in Africa. We want to build a United States in Africa.
And that's what you're trying to do now. That's your aim at the moment.
Absolutely, one of them.
It's quite a difficult one.
Doesn't matter. We always handle difficult problems. So that's one of them. There's no way you can say you are a leader of Africa, you are this, if you do not talk about African integration. You are useless. You are bogus. You are just a theater goer. Well, the problems of Africa are huge and historic and interconnected. And in the last 60 years, I have been engaged with our colleagues in, first of all, understanding them and then tackling them. Between 1960 and 1986, which was like 26 years, we were busy fighting to demolish the colonial, neo-colonial structures which the British had left here, especially the army which was a very bad structure. And then, but also the politics. So, in 1986, we started demolishing the old army, but also the old politics. The old politics were based on sectarianism. Sectarianism of religion, sectarianism of tribes, and gender chauvinism against women. So therefore, that's why Uganda now became stable. We were able to, because if you go sectarian, you will never get a working majority. Because there is no religion in Uganda which is a majority religion. There is no tribe which has got even 17% of the population of Uganda. Therefore, by demolishing sectarianism, we are able to create unity among our people. More unity than before. That's how we are able to get, like, if you look at the elections in 96, we got almost 80%. And ever since, we always get 70%, 60% when we go down. Now, this is because our message changed from identity to interests. We talk about people's interests, people's needs.
Is that the message now?
That has been the message. It's a historic message. A historic message, because the colonial message and even the tribal message was identity. I am this tribe. I am this religion. Our message is, we don't care about your religion. We don't care about your tribes. We care about your interests, your needs. And your needs are the same. The needs of A and B are similar. Hunger, clothes, communication, education, health. This is what we talk about. We shifted from identity to needs. That's how we're able to unite the people here. So, we reject identity, politics, we go to politics of interests, of needs. So, people are united. We build a strong army, so we get peace. Now, because we get peace, we get a lot of foreign investment. In 1986, we had only about 80 factories. We have now got 5,000 factories. And we have got very many, these are factories, not service companies. Service companies are even more. Hotels, banks, what have you. So that for the first time in the history of Uganda, you have got 700,000 people working in factories. These are more jobs than all the public service jobs. Because all the public service jobs put together, they are 480,000. But the people working in factories alone are 700,000. Then the ones working in services are 1.3 million. Then the ones working for ICT are now like 300,000. Now, because of that, but also the other historic problem of Uganda and Africa is, especially here in the tropics, is that we are a huge continent with a lot of natural resources, but with a small population. Africa is 12 times the size of India. You can fit India into Africa 12 times. But even today, the population of Africa is a bit smaller than the population of India. So you end up with a huge continent, but with a smaller population. That creates a lot of laxity. Africa, many of the African populations are lax. They are not like you people who were forced by a hostile climate to wake up. And in Asia, where there is a big population, competition between man and man for resources, it creates a discipline. But here, there's a lot of laxity here. So, although the economy has grown, mainly fueled by foreign investment, especially from China, from India, from Arabia, until recently, the majority of the population have been only working for the stomach, what they call subsistence farming. Even by the census of 1969, 96% of the population were working only for the stomach, for eating. The census of 2014, the people working for the stomach were now 68%. Fewer than 69, but still many. Between 1969 and 2014, which was like 6 years ago, 32% of the people had woken up from sleep and had gone into the money economy. Now it's a bit more. I think now it may be like 40% if you take this year, the ones who have woken up to produce for the stomach, but also for the pocket. It's a big struggle because it is a civilizational transformation to go from traditional to money economy. Now, when this one has happened, we have now got huge surpluses of everything. When you came here that time with Muhammad, Uganda was a land of shortages. shortage of sugar, shortage of this, shortage of that. As you see some of those African countries you are talking about, they are countries of shortages. Now Uganda, because of our correct analysis, although only about 40% of the population have woken up, is a land of surpluses. Our problem now is marketing, because the internal market is not enough. Too much sugar, too much milk, too much bananas, too much maize, too much cement, even industrial products. So now, the issue now is marketing now. It's marketing, because we have correctly handled the other issues. The big issue now is marketing. So that's why now, of course, this is not a new commitment for us. It's an old one, but it's now more realizable to struggle for the integration of the African market, the struggle for the integration of East Africa. Because without this, we are going to be in a lot of problems. We cannot, the present structure where Africa is fragmented in 53 small markets is very dangerous. We don't want to build a Latin America in Africa. We want to build a United States in Africa.
And that's what you're trying to do now. That's your aim at the moment.
Absolutely, one of them.
It's quite a difficult one.
Doesn't matter. We always handle difficult problems. So that's one of them. There's no way you can say you are a leader of Africa, you are this, if you do not talk about African integration. You are useless. You are bogus. You are just a theater goer. Because if we say private sector have now come. They are producing. But the internal market is not enough. And the African market is fragmented. And so the good thing is that in the past, first of all, the population was small, but also the people were not engaged in production, in commercial production. They were only engaged in subsistence. But now, if you go commercial, you cannot escape the issue of African integration. You cannot escape it. So, that is part of our agenda. And that's why I'm telling you that please don't bring me this fragmented yesterday, today, because yesterday is linked to today, and today is linked to tomorrow. So I don't agree with that. Oh, that was the past. Yes, it was the past, but the past influences the present.